Hey guys, how are you? I am doing good. I just got finished filming an aspect ritual, which was awesome. The lighting in here is kind of shitty, but I just kind of set it up last minute. I wanted to be able to sit by the window and see the beautiful full moon that's outside right now. Little Cosmic Crow did another awesome twitchy tag. This time it's 15 cosmic questions. And this is my little video response to her and her tag, and I tag you if you're watching this and you make videos. I love to hear your answers to these questions. So let's get into it. Like every other time I do a tag, I haven't really thought about my answers, so whatever comes out is kind of what comes out. So the first question is, does your birth name suit you? And if not, would you change it, or what would you change it to, or have you changed it? My birth name is Natasha, and honestly, I've never really thought of myself as anything other than Tasha or Natasha. Even when it was like, when I first started learning about Wicca, it was really popular to pick a craft name, and I never really did. I've had some that come and gone, but at the end of the day, I feel pretty connected. I do think I'm a Tasha. I think I kind of exhibit those qualities of what I would expect from a Natasha or a Tasha. So I actually do feel like my birth name suits me. So I do use that in magic. I use Tasha a lot. I use Natasha when I want to be mysterious. What kind of weather do you connect with? It's so cliche. Thunderstorms, rainy weather. I love rain. I love stormy days. I love dark days. I love it when it's cloudy when you wake up, and it's cloudy when you go to bed. I love rainy days. I find rainy days give you an excuse to relax. You don't feel pressure to get things done as much. They're slower days, and you don't really hate being at work on a rainy day. So I like rainy days, and magically there is nothing like making magic, making love in a thunderstorm. I mean, come on, it's the best. It is the best. So definitely storms. I love storms, and I love winter storms. In Canada, where I am, we get a lot of blizzards. We get a lot of really heavy, intense winter storms, and think The Shining. Okay, my life is The Shining. Think that though. That's kind of weather we're rocking in Atlantic Canada, and I love that. There's nothing like a storm in the winter to just make everything quiet. Nature goes completely silent, and it's an amazing time. So I love storms. Within paganism, is there anything you're uncomfortable with? Yes. Yes. I don't like that, and now this goes back to my initial kind of learning. When I first started, I was learning a lot about Wicca, and it never sat right to me, this idea of the Great Rite. Like, people doing a ritual together, and then, having a high priest and a high priestess, like, basically having sex. Like, I've read, and maybe this is just tall tales, but I've read that, they could actually physically have sex to represent the goddess and the god, and that just always kind of gave me an ew feeling. And I mean, no offense to any Gardarians out there or anyone who follows those practices. I don't mean to offend you, and if I did, I'm really sorry. It's just my own personal opinion and ignorance, because I don't really know a lot behind it. But just the idea of sex and ritual, unless it's between two people who are actually want to have sex with each other, it just doesn't seem okay to me. It seems like a tool to manipulate people to get laid. I don't know. It's just always been something that's been kind of icky to me. But again, I don't know the history of it. I don't know the whys and the hows, and this is a completely uneducated opinion, to be honest with you. In your spell work practice, how do you help yourself be more confident? It's when I stopped expecting everything to be perfect. When I stopped caring if I fumbled over a word, or I messed up lighting a candle, or I forgot a step, or whatever, that's when I really started to get confident with my witchcraft, and I really started to believe in the magic that I was making, the rituals that I was doing, and that was a big stepping stone. So just realizing that it doesn't have to be perfect. I am not perfect. My rituals don't have to be perfect. And that's when I started to feel a lot more confident. Also, when I kind of decided just say F it to anyone who was trying to put me in a box. And I made my own little box, you know? I'm like over here in my own little box, and I'm totally cool with that. And yeah, I think that's when I became more confident as well, when I kind of said, you know, I can do my own form of witchcraft. I can create my own path. And that's given me a lot of confidence. Who is someone who inspires you currently? This is nothing to do with witchcraft. I don't want to catch myself on fire here. I went to see Dr. Sleep last night, and it was amazing. It was by far one of the best movies I've seen this year. I plan to go watch it again. I rarely do that. I absolutely love that movie, and it's got me all hot and horny for Stanley Kubrick. Like, it's really, really, I mean, I know Mike Flanagan directed Dr. Sleep, but it's cues to Kubrick, and I love his movies. I've seen pretty much all of them, and it's just, ever since watching Dr. Sleep, I'm all kind of like, oh, I need to rewatch The Shining. Oh, I want to watch A Clockwork Orange again. Oh, I want to watch this. I want to watch that. So I'm definitely in a bit of a Stanley Kubrick kind of thing right now. And I don't know what that means, but he's definitely inspiring me. Who knows, maybe I'll just like decorate my whole house in strange geometrical patterns, and who knows, maybe I'll fake the moon landing. I don't know, but he's inspiring me. Do you think you're responsible for healing or fixing the mistakes your ancestors made? No, but yes. I don't feel like I have to carry the sins of my ancestors, because honestly, I don't know what kind of mistakes they made. I don't know what my ancestors were up to, all of them. And I'm sure they were up to some sketchy things, don't get me wrong. But I definitely feel like I am more responsible for myself and being a good person and treating people properly and treating people the way I hope my ancestors treated people. And that to me is how I will answer that question, because I don't feel like I'm responsible for fixing some form of long-standing like family karma or any of that kind of idea. No, I think we're kind of more responsible for ourselves. And I definitely think that if I can hold myself up and be a good human and be a good person, I think that that's pretty good. What is the weirdest thing you experienced within your path? Again, this is kind of a weird answer, but pervy men who think because you're a witch that they can hit on you or make suggestions of like orgies or asking questions about like, oh, do you all get naked and do you dance in a circle and you all have sex and blah, 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 blah. I've encountered a lot, and I know this isn't really the question, but I have encountered in my day a lot of pervy dudes, and no offense to the non-pervy dudes that are out there, because I know you're out there and I know you're amazing and I love you. But I've met some real creepers over the past bazillion years, and I think that's weird. I haven't been an adult in any other faith or religion, so I don't know if people experience that in other religions. Like, I don't know if you're a good Catholic, if people are just like, hey, do you guys have orgies when you're like praying at your prayer meetings? Like, I don't know if Catholics deal with that, but I get that a lot. And I get men hitting on me. I'll post something on Instagram that could be of like a lust oil or a sex spell or something, and it's like, I'll get messages like, ooh, I love that, that's sexy, ooh, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, ew, pause. Like, I don't need your unsolicited, creepy little messages. So I know that's not, I'm sure the question's more about like something weird that's happened to you, but it is pretty fucking weird and it needs to stop. So I'm saying that. Do you believe in auras? If so, what aura colors do you believe or know you have? I totally believe in auras. When I was a little kid, when I was born in church, I used to see auras, actually. The priests were always kind of up against like a white wall or a white background, and I would start to see a haze around them. And then if I would continue to concentrate, I would see the colors, starting to see them. And I still can do that today. It's not something like I go around like, ooh, I can see your aura. But I mean, it is weird, and I do notice it. And I have shown other people how to do this, and they've been able to see them as well. So I think there's some merit. I just realized the camera is kind of bouncy. I'm sorry. I think there's some merit to that. Yeah, as far as my own aura goes, I think it depends. I think some days if I have a lot of depression going on or anxiety, I think it's more in a gray tone or a brownish tone. But when I'm feeling more good and myself, I like to think that my aura is probably kind of yellow or bright, because people tell me all the time that I kind of make them feel happy, or I make them feel, I don't know, I can add a little bit of laughter or fun sometimes in situations that aren't so much fun. So I think maybe a yellow or a bright color. If you do own tarot, or if you do your own tarot readings, do you find them truthful or biased? I can't read tarot for myself. Like I can pull a card, but I'll just lie, tell myself what I want. So mine are biased. I can't. I literally will be like, no, that doesn't mean that, whatever. And then the tarot's like, but yeah, I can pull a card for myself. Like I can pull a card of the day, or I could pull like, do kind of like a little forecast thing, but to actually do a reading to answer a question, I'll just tell myself what I want to hear every time. What is one thing you're proud of yourself for? I am proud of my individuality and my refusal to be a little carbon copy of everybody else, or like a little sheeple. I've always been a very unique, just an individual. I've never let anyone ever dictate to me how I should live, who I should be, what I should wear, how I should behave. I've always kind of gone by my own compass, and I'm sure my compass can be questionable at times, but I'm very proud that I have remained an individual and that I will continue to be an individual, and I don't really worry or think about what other people think anymore, which is something that I think maybe I dealt with a little bit, a lot, like bazillion years ago, but now like I really don't care, and I'm very proud of just being myself and just kind of saying, if you like it, great, and if you don't, well, that's fine too. Between light and dark, which is most prevalent in your practice, or are they both? I'm kind of in the middle. I've used the term gray witch. I'm kind of want to get away from this light dark, light good, black bad whole kind of terminology anyway. But to use the old terminology, yeah, like I would be what I would consider a gray witch. I walk the line. I'm not afraid to learn about black magic, do black magic, or what we consider dark. But 90% of the time, my practice is pretty light. And mostly the magic that I work are healings or purifications, or, you know, it's like sweetener spells, house blessings, banishment, like as nightmares, you know, so most of my magic is very positive. It's very rare when I delve into something dark, but I'm not afraid to if I want to. Do you believe in aliens? If so, should we be fearful of them, or should we try to communicate with them? I love this question. I do believe in aliens. I mean, how can our universe, our amazing universe, be so big and so unexplored and us be the only people here? Like, the idea of us being the only aliens really makes me depressed. I like to think that there are multiple, I mean, I know there are multiple galaxies, but I like to think that there are multiple life-producing planets, and we're just one little blip on a gigantic experiment, or whatever we want to call this crazy universe. But I definitely don't think we're alone out there. I haven't had any like alien paranormal experiences of my own, but I definitely think that there are aliens. Do I think we should communicate with them? Well, if they're anything like us, no. But if they could help us or do something good, yes. But at the end of the day, I look at it like, if I was from another planet, would I want to be talking to us? Absolutely not. So I'm more a little bit afraid of them, I think, that I am willing to just kind of be like, hey, they give me a little heebie-jeebies a little bit. But I definitely think they're out there. So far in your path, what are some of your favorite things that you've learned? Oh my gosh. Connecting with gods. And that's just in the sense of feeling like I can connect with a higher power. Confidence, power. Witchcraft gives you power. It takes away the middleman. It's you and the divine, or you and nature, or you and whatever you believe in. There's no one in the middle. There's nobody standing between you. There's nobody that you have to go through to connect with goddess or God or nature. It's just you and it. And I love that. What else? I think that's my big thing, really. It's just learning that you are powerful and that you can make change in your life and you can control your life, and that you are not some little chess piece that's being moved around on a board by something else. Like, you own your life, you own your control, you own your power. And that to me has been one of the best things I've learned about my path. What are your thoughts on using tools for spirit communication? And then she listed like Ouija boards, EVPs, you know, stuff like that. So when I do spirit communication, my favorite thing to do is to take a candle and a red string and just kind of hold the string like really tight and then let the flame bust it. And when the flame like burns through it, you're supposed to be able to kind of ask questions to spirit, and you're supposed to be able to kind of get answers or get feelings. And I always thought that that was a really cool way. Sometimes I would just do that and talk to my loved ones. They don't always answer back. They rarely answer back. But sometimes weird things will happen. Something will fall, or you hear a knock, or just something unexplained. I've been playing that game since I was a kid. I have multiple Ouija boards in my house, but they never work for me. I have no luck there. I've done EVP things, but not much of a ghost hunter. I'm not really super into spirit communication. It's something that I'd like to learn more about and explore more, but it's not something that I'm super, like, I do a lot of. But definitely my little string trick is a really fun game. And last question. If you were able to talk to your future self, what questions would you ask? Did your hair ever fall out from bleaching it all the time? Yikes. Are you happy with your career? Are you happy with the choices that you've made? Because some days it's like intense. What have you learned? What have you gathered? What have been the highlights, you know? What changes are going to come? What good things are going to come? I don't think I want to know bad things, so I would rather just not know about that. But I kind of ask questions like that, I guess. Well, anyways, this is like getting on to 18 minutes, and I think that you've probably had enough. So I'm going to end it here. But thank you so much for just sitting in with me and hanging out tonight. And I will post the questions below and a link to Little Cosmic Crow and all that good stuff. And if you want to do this tag, I tag you because I would love to hear your answers. I hope you have an amazing evening and happy full moon. Bye.